Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. This is y&ymission. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. y&ymission teaches the 100% truth doctrine is GMS. Want to bring out the Chechens. The Russian Chechens are getting involved, okay, and they have some Middle Eastern blood in them, okay. So it says Russia sends 6 submarines to Strait of Hormuz. We know 6 is man, okay, the number of man, okay. Chechen troops assemble to aid Iran if invaded, as China reportedly preps 100,000 troops. Right, so this is good news, man. This is good news. This is the type of stuff I'm waiting for. Let's check some video out, and I'm gonna bring some scriptures. See what we gonna do.
Iranian state media is now claiming that combat units from Russia's Chechen Republic have declared themselves ready to deploy to Iran if the United States launches a ground invasion. According to Press TV, these forces are loyal to Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov and have told Tehran they will fight alongside the Iranian armed forces if US troops move beyond air and missile strikes onto Iranian soil. The reports describe the ongoing US-Israeli war against Iran as a religious war and say the Chechen side is framing any direct intervention as a jihad, a battle of good versus evil in defense of the Islamic Republic. These claims surface just as
All right, so as you see, they ready to go. All right, Babylon the Great, America loses allies. Iran is gaining allies. Okay.
The Chechen sniper, that's the only legit fighter I've ever come across over there. Everybody else was, easy killing. Like, he humbled me big time. He made me realize I wasn't who I thought I was. On that day, we fought all day. You know, he had us pinned down for 3 hours, but we fought for, I believe, 9.5 hour gunfight. The whole lot was over 12, I'm pushing 15 plus, but he was the one that humbled me. Never got him. He got some of us, but I never got him. That was the one that shook me to my core. The Chechen sniper.
All right, so you hear even Jake Judite, okay? And when before this Ukrainian war popped off, you know, these Chechens were called to service too. That was a big thing, all right? And they kick ass, all right? Russia has history with the Chechens, okay? They had like 2 wars, okay? And basically, Russia had to they took heavy losses and they had to bomb the Chechens into submission to bring them under some type of rule authority of the Esau, Russia, okay? But they did get them on their side after those 2 wars. Go look them up. I'm not going to explain them. But you see, Judah even said that the Chechens gave him a run for his money. And Judah, okay, the American black man, Israelite man, is a top tier man, okay? And these men would tell you, even in the military, they shoot better than Esau. We got a little bit more, we got way more juice than Esau in all aspects, on the court and when it comes to firearms, okay? But he said that the Chechens gave him a run for his money, and those are not Edomites. Like I said, they're by blood, they have Iranian, or they have Middle Eastern Arab Ishmael Elam descent in them, okay? You can clearly see that. All right, so let's bring out their thing. So they're like the Chechens are like the subatomic, not subatomic, but they're like their subset, kind of like the nation of the Native American nations there, but they just got more freedom over there to do what it is they do out there in Russia, as opposed to how the Native Americans don't have any. They have nations here and they can do a little bit like with the casinos, but they can't like tote guns and have, all that type of shit over here in Babylon the Great. All right, so Revelation 16:12, and the 6th angel poured his vial upon the great river Euphrates. We know that that river is dried up, basically, and the water, therefore, was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east may be prepared, okay? So you see Russia, you see China now, okay, putting stakes into this war now. They're preparing to get into this war. All right. So the Russians, the Chechens are on the east. Okay. And they're ready to be sent. Okay. To the Middle East. All right. Joel 3:11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, that other cause thy mighty ones to come down. All right. Assemble. Right. So this article by Al Turner, Russia sends 6 subs to Strait of Hormuz. Okay, Chechen troops assembled. Those are considered heathen. Okay, to aid Iran if invaded, as China reportedly preps 100,000 troops, and it's going to be a bloodbath for you Americans, you Babylon the Greats, you YNs that are about to go out there. Not only you YNs, okay, they upped the draft to 42, but I believe through the spirit it's going to go to 52 or 56 as things get dire out there. They're going to up it some more. And the U.S. is not ready to face real men. Okay, the men of the East are still men in the East. They're still men. The men here in the West are not. Okay, they sissies. They're effeminate. They don't have it. Okay, they don't have it. They're watered down. The food and everything has really, in Babylon the Great, food, the women, the society has really weakened the Western male. Okay, so look at these men. These men are ready to go to war against you Jakes, you Edomites, okay, you gays, okay, you effeminates, okay, you just abominations, okay? So y'all, Babylon the Great isn't ready for this. All right? They ain't ready to go up. And not to mention Chinese troops ready too. Okay, last night I received a single report, a single source, which I am yet unable to confirm, saying China's prepping 100,000 troops from its People's Liberation. And I can believe it, because North Korea sent troops into Ukraine. Okay, so even North Korea getting some. All right, so why not China? And China controls North Korea. All right, so all right, this is the big dogs. This is the big dog showdown now. All right, the U.S. is pissed, okay, that the allies are not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, it's all types of shit going on. Iran talking about attacking certain corporations now. They're going after certain corporations, all facilities outside of the Middle East, Boeing included. And like they were saying, these corporations get attacked, their facilities, the communities that they're in the U.S. or whatnot, okay, they're going to get shut down, okay? Things are going to shut down, okay? There's another lockdown coming. You could just sense it. Look, Iran directly names American corporations that they are going to attack and destroy. Look, announced Cisco, HP, Intel, Oracle, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, all these corporations, you know what I'm saying? JP Morgan. Okay, so these companies should expect the destruction of their facilities for every assassination operation in Iran starting at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, April 1st. Today, Tehran time, okay? So they're ahead of us. So, the Passover, April 1st, okay? We here. All right? These 18 companies represent over 15 trillion in market capital, more than the GDP of every country on earth except US and China. All right? The scariest part is the companies on this list have more power over your daily life than a government that's supposed to protect you. That's true. That is true. Don't fight the military. Take these companies out. Yep. One cyber attack on Nvidia supply chain and the entire AI industry goes dark. One hit on Boeing and every airline in the world is grounded for weeks. Right. And you already having issues with air traffic control, ground stops, okay, TSA, okay, ICE in these airports. Okay, that would be something. You remember how the 737 MAX kept crashing when Trump was in office, I believe his first term, and they ended up grounding a lot of flights? Boeing end up grounding the 737 fleet. Yeah, that's just off of accidents. So just imagine if these facilities get hit, bombed, or suicide bombed, or hit with missiles. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in America. It could be in Europe or Asia. Yeah, so we in there, bro. We in there. This shit is gonna be, April's gonna be a good month. All right. Yep. So let me see. Look, Joel 3:12, let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit and judge all the heathen round about. Now, all we need to do is do the draft, get those boys over there, because everybody else is assembling, and the U.S. troops need to get over there, and then everything will be set, okay? All the heathen will be set, pretty much, because with the U.S., you're going to have all the nations, basically, in their military, Ham, Elam, Ishmael, the northern and southern tribes will be in there in the U.S. military and whatnot. Of course, Esau. All right, Psalms 119 and 120. It's time for thee, Yahweh, to work. All right, so it's time for the Lord to work. Get these boys up, assemble them, so we can get this MOTB and get these nukes. Ecclesiastes 39:29. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So all this stuff is going to be going on while this shit is going on with the war, all right, on different places throughout the earth, okay? Fire, you got fire, burning up buildings, and just, people being, burning stuff up, rioting, okay? Arson, okay, hail, you got the weather going crazy, famine, you got food prices going up, different supplies and whatnot from the strait will be cut off and stopped, and this is going to affect the global change. So famine is coming, okay, especially if we can't get diesel, you can't get gasoline, you can't go to work, okay, and death, okay. So people in the last, grace period, 5-6 years, okay, anybody that's been put to death, okay, that's a vengeance from the Lord, okay? Doesn't matter if it's been on a battlefield or in your home country or wherever, okay? Those are vengeance for the Lord. That's what he said, death, okay? And it's going to be a lot of death going forward now in 2026, all right? So it's a lot of vengeance from the Lord. A lot of people about to be put to death in so many different ways, but all at the same time. Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. And the men of the Lord, servants of the Lord, prophets, elders, and apostles, start with great millstone all the way down, or they seek the Lord, okay? They seek Yahweh, so they understand these things. So with that, I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. Shalom.